hard time, and they like, well, there's nothing that we would look for. We looked at every way. There's nothing that we can do about it because this is the order of the divine, not your order.
You got one 20 hours
So
ago.
you,
It's P.
it's like there was some sort of uproar or upheaval or something because somebody could feel as though,
Of course, it's me, the reporter, who
your
reports.
knowledge,
But it doesn't matter,
your
apparently.
teaching,
But anyway, we do what we do
is
because you got to practice what you preach.
definitely growing people,
And
evolving
just upgrading this one
people,
now.
but
Now I want to talk about why you got to build sometimes. Now, I started off from the start. Now, when I had to go work with my stepdad, he's a panel beater. He goes, well, you can't just go in and panel beat. You got to start from the bottom. Start from the bottom. First, you need to know your tools. First, you need to know how to clean up your mess. Right? So the first thing you're going to learn to do is clean up your mess. Clean up my mess. Clean up some mess. Show you can clean up mess. Learn where things go. Clean up the tools. Sort it out. Learn about putting tools away, even though I might say this is what you need to do, but I don't set the example because look at the mess now I'm going to get you to do. Luckily, we have kids and other people to teach, as it helps us get up when we get older to have life a little easier as we teach some people. And so what I did is I started from the bottom. I thought, hey, I did all my talking, did all this, can't really fit anywhere, trying to fit somewhere, can't get anywhere. Right? So your best to just do your own thing. They say, do your own thing. Right? You see how Taoism works and certain other things when it all comes to spiritual. Right? And then you hear about stories, which is religion, stuff like that. Right? And stories become new stories. We get new stories. How do they come? Did they do their own thing? You hear about downloads. We get thoughts. They're your thoughts. Where do these thoughts come from? Nikola Tesla talked about how if you meditate, you can get certain things that you ask for, right? And all this kind of thing. And so I thought I'll start from the bottom. Right? Start from the bottom. That's what I've learned to do. That's what I've gone through many, many, many times. And so I started with what I had and what I can quickly do to show a point, right? To get something to happen. So I went a little quick, as they say. Sometimes don't rush in, but it doesn't really matter at this point, as if you've got local bullies, you can't really do much. And if it was happening before, as you were starting, and then it ups and gets worse, when they find out you're doing something, all you can do is put up with it. Right? As you can see, I put up the clips in certain playlists about tailpipe up the bum. Right? And you just got to wait, like waiting at court, waiting for certain things, something like that. Try to do your thing, right? And get through what irritates us, right? And try not to arc up. Like I was talking about with Donald Trump today. Right? Donald Trump's had enough. He's repeating things. He needs to let go of the past and just show who he is, and they'll show who they are. Don't let them get at you. They're trying the same tactic as they always try, and he's let it get at him at the moment. But hopefully he'll pull through and get past it. If not, they'll win in that situation when it comes to who's the best at making someone look like a fool and not good for their job and all these things, even though he's already proven what he is when he's in his position, and he's been no better, or if not better, as they say, but no different than that. Right? And they're saying he's incapable. He turned down his position when he needed to, he fought when he needed to, and he said the things he needed to say more than once. Right? And so when it comes to me, my spiritual way, I put things out. So you started from the bottom, I put out something simple. How would that react? Like when I start talking, and then up next upgrade. When people talk about it, you can upgrade as you talk and show more every day because you're starting from the bottom. Right? But when you're by yourself, you might get cruise along a little bit from the bottom, trying to get up and spread your word, which is what I've learned, and it's kept me slower. I can't think about things. This is why I even gave advice to Donald Trump. Don't let it get to you because it really screws with you. All it is bullshit. And in the end, when the story comes out, if you don't die, right, they're going to look like a fool. So you might as well leave it. And if they're attacking you and you allow it and you're losing from allowing them to attack you and make you repeat and all these kind of things and get to you, then you end up losing. Right? You get nowhere. That's how I've realised that, and I learn pretty quick. Right? And I take steps and I find out what I need to do the next step after a step, which is why I went to court and all sorts of things to get my answers. Right? And so what I'm doing now is I'm quickly, as I talked about at the start, you need to show as well as speak of what you're doing. Even if it is a start, it needs to be a cool start. I've had these texts about. You should make it cooler. Well, first you should get contact. Right? As they say when it comes to contacting people, they call it first contact. Right? And first contact shouldn't be a bully contact. If that is it, you need to pull up with the first contact. Right? And slow it down a bit and deal with the bullying for a little bit to see why the bullying is there. Once you know you can't deal with it, then you need to pause, pull back, and see what you need to do next. In most cases, you'll see people leaving countries, leaving areas, move, and all that kind of thing, or just keep to yourself. And so what I'm doing is I'm upgrading stage 2 quickly, of what I'm up to at the moment, of what I can do before I go on to stage 3 and get into different things. I'm hoping stage 2 will be enough to go see certain sectors again. And once again, they say if you first don't succeed, try again. Right? And go back and try to explain what I do, what I am. I've talked about spiritual when I first started, that I was spiritual but couldn't show the spiritual me. I sort of been thinking about it, and I see their side of what they might think first on quick decisions and stuff like that without research, right? And you will come up with all sorts of opinions. And my opinion is that it's too fresh, too early, too kiddie. Haven't told the point yet, but it needs to go in stages until I know that what I'm doing won't be taken, won't be shitted on behind the scenes without me speaking about it and being involved with it, you see, which is what I try to do by connecting other people into the story when it comes to coincidences and similar things that I do, right? Which is why I made up playlists. If you just watch my videos, you won't get the point, right? The videos are made for playlists, most of them, and they get slotted into a playlist list that makes it easy to see my points of my videos in certain times. I change them around over time, as I am only one man, I can only do so much. So I go from here to there to here to there to here, over there, because I'm here over here. I need to show this point here. I've got to do this over here. Then I've got to pull back here. Then I've got to put up with my health. Well, we have health problems that slow us down or prevent us from doing things. Besides finance, which I'm also on the low spectrum of finance. So the best way to start a new path on that was to show about recycling, where you can start from the bottom and use what we have around us when it comes to how much time you have when you're trying to work around your life, as I live a life too, and cook and clean and see people and talk to people and communicate as much as I can without doing too much. But I do too much. I do know that at the moment as I'm pushing. So now I will slow back, which I've been doing. But just before I slow back completely, I will do a few more steps. So it's just a last little push, finish off, and then I can pull back and slow down and find out what I've achieved up to this point, right? Before I think about moving on to stage 3, right? And I've been talking for a while now about finishing up on YouTube, and that's the point exactly there, right? So I've got it to a point where it's at least half decent. People would use it or buy it. I'm pretty sure they would, because I would when I finished the pieces completely. Not the one over there, still got a bit to go. That'll be a nice piece, right? And good in the dark and good in the day and everything like that. They're what I'll be calling relax altar pieces, right? With stories in them, right? With certain meanings. Enough of all that. That's one section to help when you're into spiritual to get finance. Right? The gypsies used to do a similar thing. They made things of what they do and sold off things of what they did to finance it. Right? But they keep to themselves. They didn't get to a big group where they could have made a big place. Try many times as they've been attacked. Comes to the gypsy stories. So what I'm doing is I'm going to quickly finish off all this, do stage 2, go around with what they call finalising law areas and all that kind of stuff, see where we stand when it comes to laws, see if you can fit or not, all those kind of things. You have to step back and look and think and then make a decision, because if you make decisions too quickly, you might regret later on in time, should I have the person that stayed in the country and fought and made a stand, was there a chance, or with a friend or a company, or should I have left? Anyway, have a good one and see you later.